book. It's the She book, and it's a companion book, and you may not have heard me talk about it, and I don't know if you have heard of Compendium. It's an American company that makes motivational products and books, and there's this book that is out called She, and it's just full of these wonderful quotes that are very inspiring to me, and one of the most poignant quotes to me at the moment is, "She listened to her heart above all other voices." And this is what I've chosen to theme my book around. Many of you know kind of my story and where I've been in the last little while, but since I've been to South Africa, last time I was here was 2005, and I came with the big event in September. I only had 3 children at that time, and it seems like a lifetime ago. It was, I guess, just 3 years. But since that time, I have added 2 more children to my fleet and moved to Beijing, China. And no applause, please. The last 2 years of my life, the last 3 years, have been shockingly overwhelming. I had 2 babies 11 months apart. So my youngest is just about 9 months old. And my next youngest is about 1.5 years. And about last year at this time, my husband said to me, "Dear 7-month pregnant wife, I think we're going to move to China." And words can't adequately express the way I felt or the thoughts going through my mind as I considered how I was going to kill him, actually. And I was an incredibly scared, overwhelmed, hormonal woman. And as a result, I had to suck it up, pull everything together, pack everything up, and move. And so for the last 8 or 9 months, we have been living abroad as a family, and it has introduced some interesting changes. And about, I guess it was about 6 months ago. Now I've hit it so many times it's it wasn't 6 months ago, it was in January. I was in New York with Janet. We were on a trip. We'd flown home to do the CHA thing. And in that month we I had to fly to QVC and do the QVC thing, which for those of you who don't know is like a home shopping network. And so we red-eye flew to New York and spent the day being inspired in New York, and then rode the train up to Philadelphia to QVC, flew home, got on a plane the next morning to go do CHA. And then, I mean, it was just the most intense month of my life. And when I got home from my trip, I was downloading all of my photos and really taking time to look at them. And I remember being in this store. This is my favorite store in New York City. It's called Henry Bendel, and it's on 5th Avenue. And every time I go there, it's like a deep thing. You know, whatever it is, I'm just eating it up. And in this case, I've been wanting to paint my studio hot pink. And this room, this little book nook of the store was fuchsia walls with this ultra life-size mirror, and I was trying to take a photo of it to show my husband, you know, look how great it will look, because he was like fighting me. We have watercolor fights. And I used to paint when he would go out of town, like that while you were out thing. And now he doesn't go out of town because we live in China. And anyway, I'm looking through my photos, and all of a sudden I looked at this photo and saw that it wasn't a picture of the inside of Henry Bendel. It was a photo of me. And as I looked at the photo, I thought, who is this girl? And I was kind of caught off guard, because I think that my life had been kind of swirling so fast, and so many things had been going on. I hadn't really kind of taken a minute to breathe. And all of a sudden, my mind was filled with all kinds of new challenges and all kinds of things, and I was in a place that I never imagined being. And I realized that there's a lot of voices that I was listening to. A lot of people telling me different things, a lot of little voices screaming at me. I have this really dark inner voice in my head that tells me mean things sometimes. You can't do that, you're so stupid. Could you just be more organized? Are you never on time? You know, voices coming from everywhere, and it's so much easier to believe and listen to the mean, critical, hard-hearted voices, and not so easy to listen to the voice that tells you how wonderful you are, and how good you are, and how strong you are, and how smart you are, and how powerful you are, and what a great influence you are. That voice comes from your heart. That is the voice that will always tell you what's most important. It will always keep you right where you need to be. But it's the softest, quietest, most patient, most compassionate voice. The one that we don't always listen to. And so I wanted to create a class I wanted to create a project. I wanted to create something that was for me. Something that would remind me to listen to my heart. And I wanted it to be a mirror. I wanted you and me, when we looked at this mirror album, to actually look into our own eyes and tell ourselves, to your heart be true. The things that you're going to put in this album, the things that you're going to put in this project, are very meaningful to you. At whatever stage of your life you're in, will be speaking to you. And maybe it will help out that little tiny quiet voice to speak a little more loudly. So I'm going to talk a little more as we go, and we're going to start out this project Sorry, okay. Deep breath, everybody. I'm going to light it up here for a second.